between the realm of the dead and the journeys of the living. Join Josh, Jamie, and Elisa as they delve into the vast world of the paranormal and breathe life back into the history of the departed.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Paranormal Peeps podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Elisa.
And can you believe it?
Episode 2.
We've come so far, guys.
Technically episode 3, but
Well,
episode 2 of real content.
yes. The other stuff was real. What we're doing is real.
But it's not about spooky topics. It was just more about what we're doing and
Where we're going this year.
where we're going.
Yep. So, what's this one about?
This one, we are going back to Baraboo, Wisconsin.
Did we ever find out if that's how it's said?
That is exactly how it's said.
You figured it
I
out.
figured it out.
Baraboo.
Baraboo.
That's kind of a fun name.
It is fun. And honestly, I want to go there.
Well, tell us about it.
Because, one, Wisconsin is just a fun place to be. It's hilly and full of trees.
And cheese.
And cheese. And there was no other reason to go there but than hills and cheese.
Oh, jeez.
And hauntings.
Yeah, well, let's hear about the haunting
Okay.
part.
Nestled in the shadow of Devil's Lake Bluffs, where the tracks of the old Chicago and Northwestern Railway still hum with the ghosts of 1,000 departures, stands a building that refused to die. To the casual traveler passing through Baraboo, Wisconsin, it looks like a charming historic tavern. But to the locals, they know it as the Old Baraboo Inn. And they know that inside those walls, the past doesn't just linger, it speaks.
Cool.
Built in 1864, this landmark has worn many masks. A respectable boarding house, a rowdy saloon, and a clandestine brothel where secrets were brought and sold in the dark. It was a favorite haunt of the legendary Al Capone on his runs to the northern woods, a place where poker games ended in gunfire and the basement floors supposedly hid more than just bootleg whiskey. Tonight, we're stepping across the threshold to meet the residents who never checked out. We're talking about Mary, the saloon dancer still seen twirling by the jukebox, the ladies of the evening who met tragic ends upstairs, the heavy, lingering presence of the men who ruled the Chicago underworld. Grab a stool and keep your back to the wall. From blood-stained history to the unexplained shadows that roam the bar today, we're diving into the dark heart of one of the most haunted pubs in America.
Right
What
on.
a great intro.
Yeah. And is it just me, or is every place a brothel at some point?
It's like
A bar
either
and
like
a brothel?
an institution of some sort or a school of some sort turned into a brothel or whatever. It's like,
Like, it seems like a common thing
It does, doesn't it?
in
I mean,
a lot of these.
Well, and even here, like we went down to Eureka
Mm-hmm.
and we stopped at, now it's called
the naked bar.
the Iron Skillet.
Yeah. It's where Porter's used to be,
Where, yeah, where Porter's
on
used
the
to be.
end.
And that was a brothel.
Yeah, apparently that was a brothel at one point.
So yeah, they're kind of everywhere. And it's a pretty nondescript looking building too.
Yeah. Today, they're called love stores or...
What?
Oh,
Love
yeah.
stores.
Yeah, the love store.
That's
What's
not
another
a
one?
brothel though.
You
That's
know what
just
I mean.
That's just an adult bookstore.
It's not just books.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I haven't been in one. But
Well, right, but they have like
yeah.
things like Yeah.
But I mean, and they do have them in
I feel like
legitimate ones in Nevada.
right. So but I feel like the love stores and stores like that with the pornographic stuff, you know, whether it's movies, books, toys, whatever. I feel like that's the new brothel of the day in a way.
In a way.
You may not have like, you know, Women you can pay for, but essentially you're kind of, in a way, doing the same thing, aren't you?
In a way. I mean, there are, in a lot of the big cities, there are undercover brothels and
I'm
stuff
sure.
like that are running.
Yeah, they're called massage parlors.
That's what they're called here.
Didn't they bust one over in Lehigh?
Yes, they did.
Well, and like when I lived in Holiday, they busted one that was near our house
Oh, wow.
that I passed by all the time, and it was huge. Like, it was all over the news, and I was like,
Oh,
I
my.
knew that place was something bad. Like, I knew it because,
It was way too popular.
well, it was one of those things that it was like, you never saw women go in there,
Just men.
just men. And it
Yeah.
was surprisingly empty. Like, the way that they covered the windows,
Oh.
you know, the way they kept the lights dim.
Yeah.
Like, I know when you get a massage, generally you
You have the dim lighting.
can have
and-
like the cool atmosphere or whatever,
Yeah.
but you're not covering your window so you can't see the front of the entrance. Like,
Right.
You
Like the
know?
little waiting area or whatever.
yeah, generally that's open so you can see like, oh, this looks like a really nice place. I
And a
wanna come and
reception
visit.
desk.
No.
Yeah.
But when they cover those dang windows,
Something's fishy.
like,
They don't want you seeing.
Yeah, especially the storefront windows.
Yeah.
The door and the windows leading in.
I feel like that's a red flag in itself.
and they make
Right?
it look like totally normal because it's a bunch of ads for something, you know, or like deals that they're doing, but it's like covering the entire windows, like these bunch of little pieces of paper covering the windows.
Weird.
Like, that's sus.
Boy, that reminds me of some of the gas stations I've been to.
Yeah, well, we won't
Secret
go into
brothels.
that.
Again.
No, they just like it's,
Gross.
They're usually in like seedier parts of towns and stuff, and so all of the windows are covered with like beer ads and alcohol ads,
Right.
and it's like there's no light getting into this place.
Yep. There's
Well,
reasons.
At a gas station I used to work, the whole big front window part was bulletproof.
Yeah,
It wasn't even a bad part of town,
No,
though.
it wasn't. It is now.
Yeah, it's
I'm going there now.
that whole town sucks.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Back to Baraboo. The inn first opened in 1864 as a tavern and brothel. In the late 1880s and 1890s, being located right across from the rail station means there was a connection between the little town and Chicago.
oh, there you go.
So an easy just hop on the
Mhm.
rail
Yep.
and you're there. So during Prohibition, the place was turned into a speakeasy.
I could see that.
Oh, totally.
So here, you get the whole package of all the sinful delights you can handle, all run by the mob.
Of course.
So you got alcohol, run downstairs. In the basement, you had like poker games, and in the upstairs rooms, you had the brothel.
Yep.
That seems fairly common for how it worked back then.
One-stop shop.
Yep.
One-stop shop. The mob had a habit of taking over places where they bought their illegal beer and alcohol to sell. Owners went along with what the mob wanted, of course. As the mob made an offer, they couldn't refuse. The owner of Bobby Mackey's in Kentucky did refuse and was murdered.
Oh.
Interesting.
The owner of the Slippery Noodle Inn in Indiana
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Of all the names,
the Slippery Noodle.
what should we call it? Let's see. Let's call it the Slippery Noodle. Like,
Is it really a bar or is that really a brothel? Let's just not go.
A little of both.
A little bit of both. He did it, so they accepted and lived to tell about it.
Wow, I wonder what happened to him.
I don't know. We'll have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Just be careful on your Google search of Slippery Noodle.
it may bring up things you don't want to see.
Yeah, I'm good.
So the members of the mob, both well-known and unknown, made this place their stomping ground. Al Capone loved visiting it as one of his hideaways. He loved to frequent as he took you know, rest from his Chicago life.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Being a mob-run establishment, there was the required killing area for those who broke the rules at the speakeasy, mostly
Sheesh.
carried out by a sadist who loved his job. In the case of the Baraboo Inn, the killing and torture area was in the basement.
I would
You
kind
could
of
be a
imagine,
hired serial killer
right?
Yeah,
and get away with it.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to.
Yep.
There is an execution pole in the basement that still has bullet holes where the victims were executed, having their legs broken and suffered other painful injuries. And the dirt floors would just soak up the blood.
Yuck.
Oh, gross.
I wonder if they did like an application thing where they were like, all right, so we need a serial killer. When you were a child, did you kill little animals? Did you?
Check.
Could if they had it today, they'd have a LinkedIn profile. Looking for a hitman. Must be a good shot. No moral compass. Good with the baseball bat.
Leave no evidence.
Handy with bleach.
keeps the space clean.
Tidy.
Clean workspace, people. Clean workspace. Customers who couldn't pay their gambling debts, tried to cheat, romanced the wrong waitress or showgirl, or were guilty of some other offense were the ones who suffered and died there. The mob enforcers in general, assigned to each speakeasy, were not known for their forgiving nature. They knew their orders and exceptions were not made. The offenders were handed over to the executioner if the enforcers did not do it themselves.
Wow. So they had a system.
They had a system. So the building suffered a catastrophic fire in 1988. Before this disastrous fire, it was a brewery or winery, which must have pleased the spirits who were attached to the structure.
I wonder though, would it please them or would it just aggravate them even more because they couldn't drink it?
Right?
You know?
Well,
It's like right in front of their face and they can do nothing about it.
or is it kind of like the TV show Ghosts where they just want to smell it?
Yeah.
I know.
It's like, can I just smell it?
Isn't that kind of torture, though? You can smell it,
Right?
but you can't ever taste it.
That would be,
I think that would be harder than it would be anything else.
yeah.
Well,
I'd rather
and-
not smell it,
And if you're an alcoholic,
right?
that would be miserable. That's torture.
That is torture.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like that mixed bag. It's like,
Yep.
Well, and we really don't know.
We
Can they
don't.
smell it? You know, we really don't know.
and could they even taste? I mean, maybe they can taste it.
Well, I've had
What-
when we have done investigations, I've done questions like when when we go to a restaurant
Mm-hmm.
and when we would do the one in Santaquin, the family tree, I'd ask like, can you taste the food? And some would say yes, some would say no. Most of the
Right.
time it's no.
Yeah. Well, and we asked that at Fort Douglas,
Yeah.
down in the poker room.
Mm-hmm.
We asked that same question, like, what was your favorite food when you were alive? Do you miss it? You know?
Yeah, then we got an answer about an apple.
Yeah, we got told to go eat one.
But also we had that too when we were at Saltaire, when you're asked, you want this cookie?
Yeah.
And then we got that light.
I held up a cookie. Remember, I held up the
Yes.
cookie? I was like, if you want this cookie, I'll share. Here's a cookie. And did it go straight into the cookie or out of the cookie? What was it?
It was a light anomaly at the cookie.
Yeah, it
Either
like
in or
shot
out.
into the cookie. We have that footage.
Right.
Oh, we got to post some of this stuff, man.
We really need to.
All right.
All right. So it kind of sounds like the late 70s, early 80s establishment when wine bars first started showing up. They were kind of popular in Wisconsin at that time. So after the fire in 88, of course, the establishment was closed. And it was closed for 10 years because of all the fire damage. So in 1998, a man by the name of BC Farr had a dream, and he ended up buying the building.
So like a decade later.
A decade later.
From the fire.
So he began renovating it. It needed a whole bunch of love after being
Well, it was probably
burned
absolutely
out.
Gutted by the fire.
Yeah, most likely.
So you got to look at structural damage and.
So he started on the second floor where the brothel apartments were, and then proceeded to the first floor. He, for a time, rented out the 2 rooms up as apartments.
Really?
Oh, I wonder how that went.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of neat to find out.
I know.
Like you wonder if they had any experiences up there.
Yeah. So after 4 years of renovating and restoring, he opened the new establishment. The Baraboo Inn was open for business again in 2002. After spending hundreds of thousands of dollars renovating this 141-year-old fixer-upper.
Let me ask you, does it still stand today?
It still stands today.
Is it still open as an inn?
Still open as a bar and inn.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And they offer investigations.
Oh, so I have an idea. No.
Right?
What would that be, Jamie?
I have no clue.
Would it be travel to the town and investigate
And stay?
Let's see, the inn, the Ringling Brothers house, and the Circus World Museum?
How'd you know?
Oh,
Good guess.
guess I know where we're going after Ohio.
Right?
He transformed the former burned-out, water-damaged building into a restaurant and bar with other features that were sure to be popular for private events. 2 dining and bar areas for private parties.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know how he fit all this in there because this place does not look that big.
I bet the rooms are probably small.
Probably. It's a table, and that's it. BC Farr found out that he had unseen presences cheering him on. For years, Farr didn't disclose about what he had experienced with the Baraboo Inn spirits. Probably until his tenants complained about the spectral party noise heard downstairs below the first floor and the behavior of a very forward spirit lady on the second floor.
Hey, she was just trying to get some business.
Right?
Like, seriously, she's got to earn some money.
She's working hard.
So she's working hard for that money.
Exactly.
So hard for it, honey.
They should make a song about that.
Yeah, they totally should.
His employees, as well, may have told him of their experiences that made them afraid. So BC Farr probably invited some paranormal investigators to do some investigations, both scientific and psychic. Farr probably didn't realize how many spectral residents were still calling the place home or their favorite watering hole. Farr started to promote paranormal events, featuring ghost tours, speakers, and psychic events. But in 2018, Farr decided to retire. So the inn was put back on the market. Obviously in much better shape than 1988.
Oh, definitely, right?
Let's hope.
Believe it or not, the Food Channel bought it.
Are you kidding?
What?
And they have continued to run paranormal events to this day. So it's still open and still available.
The Food Channel?
The Food Channel.
Of all places.
Of all places.
That's who bought it.
Yep. Unfortunately, Mr. Farr did pass away in 2023.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's bad.
So, deaths associated to this wonderful place. It's kind of challenging. I mean, obviously, the mob didn't keep records of who they killed there.
Nope.
But one of the most known spirits is Mary.
Lady in white?
Or blue.
Sorry.
Doesn't say. But she was a prostitute. And according to lore of of the area. She bled to death in the building
Ugh.
sometime in the early 1900s.
What did she bleed to death of?
That's the thing. There's no record. So there's no understanding of how she died or who she was or anything like that. I tried looking it up, and what they came up with is that in the 1900s, deaths at brothels was not often publicized.
Oh, of course.
So it's, because obviously there was a social stigma, places of ill repute.
Well, and they're trying to keep things hush hush anyways.
Right.
They don't want to get caught.
Exactly. So they're not going to advertise this lady died and bled to death there. And so unfortunately, nobody knows. But she's often seen as a woman dressed in a saloon dancer's costume or a Victorian style dress.
Oh, she probably did both.
Probably.
So maybe she waitressed and
Well, she was probably like
danced?
a dancer
Yeah.
and then was a prostitute.
oh,
So probably wore a dress to look nice.
maybe.
And the dancer costume to entertain.
Right.
Yep.
So there's also 2 other ladies of the night that were killed in the inn, reportedly killed in the inn. No names, no identities. Again, we're back to the
Crappy record keeping.
crappy record keeping and not,
Does it say how they were killed?
nothing.
Really,
Well, see,
nothing.
and that's what really makes me wonder if it was one of those things where because they were a prostitute. I mean, even nowadays, there are so many prostitutes that go missing
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever or killed, and nobody knows anything about it.
Look
Yeah.
in New Jersey when they finally found the guy that killed like 19 prostitutes,
Yeah, I know.
and because no one's keeping track of them, right? And because they're just walking, working the streets, and
Yeah.
so nobody's looking for them.
Well, and a lot of the time they've disassociated themselves from their families anyways.
Right.
Exactly.
So anyone that really actually does care about them are probably prostitutes themselves. So they're not going to say anything.
Right.
Or
Well,
if they
and-
do say anything, a lot of times I've heard that a lot of times law enforcement won't listen
Yeah.
because it's,
Yep.
Well, yeah, because prostitutes go missing all the time.
Right.
Maybe they left and went back home.
Yep.
Maybe they, whatever. And then they wind up dead. And then they're like, oh, yeah, well,
mm-hmm.
she's just a prostitute or just whatever. And I'm sure obviously that stigma goes on today, but I think it was even more so.
Oh, I bet it was.
I think it was
then.
more commonplace back in the
Yeah.
day versus today.
Yeah.
Today, they take it seriously, mostly.
2 of the previous owners reportedly died in the building. And then obviously we have the murder grounds in the basement.
So that's where all the blood soaked in, right?
Right. So that's where the mob did their dealings, did their executions. The problem is, of course, we don't know who, when, how many.
Well,
None of it.
And here's the thing, though. I understand that they killed him down there, and the dirt floor soaked up the blood. But surely they didn't bury him down there. So I'm guessing they hauled him up out of there.
Somewhere, yeah. Dumped them somewhere.
Wouldn't you think that there would be some blood in other places? Not necessarily a trail, because I'm sure they wrapped him up. But depending on how many killings were going on there, you gotta expect that there would be some blood somewhere.
Well, the thing is they had such a system.
You think that, because
I honestly wonder if because they had such a good system, if they didn't really leave much of a trace, unless you would go down into that area.
dig up the dirt a little bit. you
Because
would be
I'm
able
sure
to-
they would wait until it closed or until people were asleep or whatever,
Right.
take the bodies out and bury them,
Wherever.
Or dump them.
dump them somewhere,
Well,
Wherever.
or bury
I mean,
them, whatever.
look at Las Vegas and look at Lake Mead.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how many barrels do they find with bodies in them?
Right? Yeah.
And so, that was the same thing. The mob was running Las Vegas. People would just disappear. They'd end up in the desert. They'd end up in Lake Mead.
Yep.
And there was no traces.
No.
Like, they were just really good at making people disappear.
Kind of like
Yep.
Jimmy Hoffa, right?
Exactly.
Still
and-
don't know where he is.
Still gone.
You have so many people who were probably enjoying what they were doing, killing
yeah.
these people, that I'm sure maybe even they didn't come out whole,
Well, exactly.
you know?
That's true.
Yeah. We have no idea to know
Yep.
any of those pieces. I think that's what would be fun to go down there and try to investigate and piece some of that stuff together. We try to see if you can get some historic pieces put together.
Right.
You know, so some modern day pieces, deaths associated to the inn. A man by the name of Anthony Inman's stabbing. So some modern day death associated to the building. Anthony Inman, on October 4th, 2015, he was fatally stabbed in front of the inn following an argument that began at a different nearby tavern. So 4 individuals were actually charged with his homicide, but he died right in front of the inn.
Right.
And then, of course, as I said before, Mr. BC Farr, he passed away on March 1st, 2023 at 59.
Yeah, that's young.
Yeah. So it was reported that he had multiple heart attacks,
Jeesh.
and that's what ended up killing him.
Really?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
But he was one of the instrumental people to actually document the hauntings and stuff that were going on in the building.
Right.
And it said that as he was doing the work, things started to pick up, which is kind of often what we've heard is often the case, is you start
that's
renovating
common.
these places.
Activity increases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to wonder, in some cases with the activity increasing, they're upset that you're changing things.
Right.
But I wonder if in this case, if they weren't happy that things were changing. It's like, hey, you're bringing back what was once there.
Right.
Instead of having a burned out husk, now you have this nice, establishment again.
Right.
So let's get into just a few of the reported hauntings and goings on. Visitors at the inn have reported instances of strange odors filling rooms, such as cigar smoke, flowers, or perfume, where there's no evidence of smells from a current tangible source.
Right.
That happened to us.
It did at the Wash Show Club.
Uh-huh.
We're
And
just
we were sitting around, I believe it was a table, right? Wasn't
no,
there?
we were just sitting in a room.
I know,
sitting
but
in
was
a room.
there a table in the room?
No,
There was not a
it
table
was
in
just
the
an
room?
empty room.
There was a mannequin sitting in a chair in a room.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
he was
true.
in there.
But we would smell it. It would go from one person to the next person to the next
Yeah.
person. And it would just like
Rotate the room.
rotate around the room.
Yeah.
It was a fairly small room. It wasn't huge.
No, it was not big.
10 by 10, 10 by 5 by 10. It was tiny.
I would say 5 by 10 or
I would
like
say, yeah.
8 by 10 or something like that.
Yep. It was not big.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did. And then in the Mackey Mansion, we smelled cinnamon.
Yep. But what's interesting with the cigar smoke is that place was also like a brothel.
Yep.
So
Yeah, brothel. They had all sorts
Gambling.
of stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And tons of cigar smoke. Like,
yep.
I think we were
It
probably
was
in
like
the
the
cigar
millionaire.
room.
Yeah, in the millionaire
Maybe.
club.
Yeah.
Yep.
So people have heard, various disembodied voices. It's also been reported that cell phones and electronic devices that have been drained of their battery power.
Surprise.
Surprise. In another bizarre incident, a bar stool flipped over for no apparent reason and without any visible force behind it.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd be neat.
I wonder if that happened during working hours
Oh, that'd be so neat.
or if
The-
that was like in the middle of the night and they found it like that.
I would hope it'd be during like busy hours where like people are sitting there, everyone's doing their thing, and the bar stool just
That'd be so cool.
flips over. A woman reported that a spirit entered her, attempting to contact those around her. When the spirit departed, she was left drained of all energy. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of that too many instances of spirits trying to take over people's bodies.
Well, I think it's more of their thought process, like what they think is happening. I don't know if that actually really happened.
Yeah, that's
she
my
probably
thought.
felt an intense energy, and it
Mhm.
probably did drain her energy,
Yep.
trying to maybe not manifest, but use
Communicate.
that
Yeah.
for something else.
Yeah.
So, and that does leave you drained.
I mean, it could have tried attacking her,
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just sitting on her lap.
Never know.
You never know. Others sitting at the bar have reported a young child sitting on their lap or stroking their leg. Feeling this contact, one woman asked the man next to her to feel her leg. Her leg was very cold, unexplained by the room temperature elsewhere in the building.
Yeah, we hear that a lot too.
Yep. We've had that happen to us too.
Yep.
Although, I will say this, though. It seems weird that a young child would be stroking your leg.
Well, my kids do that. They rub my leg all the time.
Okay.
Out of like love. They'll go like this and just like rub my leg, but
Or for little kids trying to get your attention.
Yeah. I
But
wonder
why
a
would
little
there
girl
be a
be
little
doing
kid there?
Yeah, that's
well,
what I was just
remember
going to say.
though, it was a boarding house too.
Oh, right.
Because remember, it's
Okay.
right across it's right across from the railroad tracks. So, the train station. So as the train comes in, people are going to get off. They're going to go to the boarding house.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
you're going to have kids and stuff like that there before it was a mob-run organization.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Because it was built, in the early 1900s, right around 1898, right? So it was built then, but the mob didn't come into power in Chicago until the 30s.
Right.
And so you still got, a bunch of extra history there.
Yeah, there's a few decades in
Yeah.
between. Okay.
So, I mean, that would explain children and
Okay.
other pieces
Yeah.
associated to it.
Because I was like, hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Is why
Were
would
these
there
women
be a
bringing
kid?
their kids?
Yeah, and then there's also we're not going into that part.
No, let's not go there.
There have been sightings of women, of Mary at the bar, and she's been seen dancing next to the jukebox.
Oh, that's cool.
She likes music.
So I wonder if that's actually more intelligent then.
I would think so because they didn't have jukeboxes back in the day.
No.
So something tells me it's the music that's
Yeah.
coming from the jukebox that's bringing her there. She enjoys it.
Yeah.
Like, what is this magic box?
This is great.
This is wonderful. He plays all the music I've never heard of before.
How'd you get a whole band in there?
Another female spirit appears upstairs, knocking on doors, pacing the hallway, and making a general nuisance.
Maybe she's trying to get in the rooms to clean them.
Well, maybe. But one night, she reportedly called a man's name and scratched at his door until he fled.
Huh. So maybe she was one of the
Ladies
gals.
of the night?
Yep, ladies of the night. And that was her room that she used for her business. And he was there and he shouldn't have been there. And she didn't want him there. So she
Freaked him out to get him
freaked
out.
him out to get him to leave.
Maybe if he would have left a 20 on the nightstand, it would have been better.
Maybe. He should have just woke up and said, hey, in the morning, before I leave, I'll leave some money on the nightstand. And then maybe she would have quit scratching
Right?
and let him
Give you a
sleep.
tip.
Yep.
In the basement, there's a presence down there that lets you know if they like you or not by using the walk-in cooler. So that's where the walk-in cooler is, located in the basement. And if he doesn't like you, you might find yourself locked in the cooler and the lights turned off.
Dude. Mean.
But if the ghost likes you, you might find the door opening by itself.
Maybe it's one of those killers that they would use
Now
down in the basement.
that's an interesting possibility.
Yeah.
He's just doing his job.
Just doing his job.
Yep.
Oh, I like you. Let me open the door for you.
I don't like you. Let me lock you in and shut off the lights.
Right?
You ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere. So, yeah, that's all of the reported hauntings. It's such a variant. Like, they're all... Everything I found on it was very vague.
Right, but the ones that you did share, most of them make
It makes sense.
Yeah,
Like they really fit in with the whole history
exactly.
of that building and what went on there.
It's kind of interesting because it's got such a dark history associated to it. Where when we talked about the hauntings associated to the circus, those were light, a little more light, other than the killer elephant.
Right?
But they're just, it's a different air about it.
Right.
But you have both, though. You have the kids' school, the boarding house, and then you have the brothel. So you have both.
Yeah.
You do.
I wonder if they ever intermix.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Like, because we've talked to spirits before, like where we've asked, do you communicate with other spirits? And they're like, yeah. But it makes me wonder if it's like the energy levels are going to be different. So when you have a darker spirit or a darker energy, the energy is low.
Right.
The vibration is low. Where when you have the like kids and the innocence and joy
high.
and fun, that's a higher vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they can actually
Interact when they're on different vibrations.
I feel like they probably cannot.
See, logically, I would say no, they can't.
Yeah.
But who really knows?
Well, because like there are mediums that can interact only with people who have passed on.
Right.
That have that high vibration. And there are other mediums that can only interact with people who have not passed on. And then you have other mediums who can only interact with spirits that are dark.
Interesting.
So that's why I'm like, how would this fit?
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting thought.
Interesting. One of the interesting things I found about investigational evidence about the place is one team got an EVP from Al Capone.
Oh, cool.
Okay. And
do you know what it said?
I don't know what it said. I couldn't find the recording of it. But
right, but didn't they say what he said? Even if you
No.
couldn't listen to their actual recording?
No, they just said they got an EVP from Al Capone.
I find it funny that they'd say that, but not say at least what
Unless
it said.
it said his name or something.
Right.
Like, who are you, Al Capone? That's the
Yeah.
only way that I would.
Right.
Less
think
whatever
that-
spirit was lying to them.
Well, and
That's the thing is you just
You
don't
don't
know.
well, the thing, yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is like unless you have audio recordings of Al Capone that you can cross-reference with
Right.
the EVP
Uh-huh.
of.
You truly do not know.
Right. Exactly.
But then what if you get one of those spirits that can like mimic other people?
Right.
Then you still don't know, do you?
Nope.
Exactly, because you have comedians and stuff like that are amazing imitators.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And so, how do you, and that's always the tricky part about investigating, right? We don't 100% know without a shadow of a doubt that that's Timmy, a little 8-year-old boy.
And not something more
And
malevolent.
not something more malevolent or, a 68-year-old barmaid named Helga. You don't know.
You don't
No.
know.
But I've always struggled with child spirits, believing in child spirits. I've always struggled with that. Like
Yeah.
being stuck on Earth, I have always struggled with that because My spiritual belief system believes that kids pass on
Mhm.
and go into heaven.
Right. They're innocent children.
Right. And
So
so
they automatically.
I can't imagine letting a kid that doesn't understand
Mhm.
be stuck on earth spirit bound.
Right.
Or earthbound. I don't
It doesn't
understand
feel
that.
like it makes sense, does
No.
it?
No.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
Well,
So
That's
sometimes
why I always question too.
Yeah. So sometimes I wonder if, because you know how people have experiences with their children that have passed
Mhm.
or a grandparent that have passed, and they'll show up how they know that you're going to recognize them.
Right.
They could be younger, they could be older, whatever it is that you will be able to recognize them with.
Yeah.
So sometimes I wonder is if these spirits do that to have that innocent feeling to them, and maybe they are actually an adult but show up as a child. And how they do that, I have no idea, but I know it happens.
Right.
So, like your experience that you had with that boy and you walk down the hall.
yeah, exactly.
So, like, it's hard for me to compute all that. Like, how does that actually work?
Right.
Do I believe you experienced that? 100%. But do I believe
It
that
was
that
really
was
a
an
kid?
actual
Yeah.
little kid
Yeah.
that is still a little kid?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think this is some of the stuff that keeps us coming. A lot of paranormal investigators coming back is because they're seeking answers.
Oh, yeah. I have
So you
so
keep
many questions.
Yeah. And honestly, all investigating really does, at least for me and from my perspective, is give me more questions.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. But I want answers, so I keep going back. I keep
Well-
looking, I keep seeking.
And I think the only answer we've actually in a way definitively proved in the sense is that this isn't the only existence.
Yeah.
Because beyond that, we just don't know. I mean, we all have our beliefs.
Right.
Of course.
But we've known because we've asked spirits that have passed on about the other side, and we don't get definitive pieces. We get a lot of, I can't tell you.
Yes. And I really believe
Right.
they cannot tell us.
So they know,
But they cannot tell
but they're
us.
not allowed to tell us.
Nope. We have to
And-
wait.
Well, right. And I think that makes a lot of sense in the piece of like, if I tell you now, then there goes all of the mystery, but it also goes all of the piece, the piece to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's very interesting in that avenue. So yeah, I mean, are there child spirits? Don't know. Because we've come across child spirits that have crossed before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
Like that, I believe.
Yeah. I don't necessarily believe that child spirits are stuck, but I do
Yeah.
believe that they could come back
right.
and pop in.
See, and that's what I believe.
yeah.
But also in the same token, and to Elisa's piece of it, these kids, these small children that are stuck in
claim
the
to
sense,
be kids.
claim to be kids.
Right.
Is it actually, in a case, one of the brothel workers, one of the ladies of the night, showing up as a young child to interact with people in a way to let someone's guard down?
I don't know.
Because let's face it, I mean, the one thing that we feel as adults and as humans, the thing that is the most least threatening of all is a child.
Right. Right.
Because
You let your guard down. And,
because we have perceived innocence.
Right. I don't know. Lots of questions.
Like I've already
Lots.
thought of a couple more as we're just like sitting.
Right? And they just keep coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
The questions keep coming. You get more and more. The more you investigate, I think the more questions you actually do have.
And the less answers you actually
But we
have.
keep going back,
Mhm.
seeking,
Yeah.
Yeah. But we really don't know.
Which is why we say there's never a professional. I mean, there's never
You cannot be an expert.
There's never an expert.
There's no such thing as an expert paranormal investigator. I don't care who you are.
There's experienced.
Experience is one thing.
But not expert.
But there is not an expert because nothing is proven 100%.
No. Well, everybody, if you like the Baraboo Inn or just Baraboo, Wisconsin.
Or if you've been to the Baraboo Inn.
Yes. Let us know. And as always, stay ghosty, my peeps. Thank you for listening to the Paranormal Peeps podcast. You can find us on social media at Twitter at CPR Paranormal, on Facebook at Paranormal Peeps Podcast and Cold Spot Paranormal Research. And you can find us on Instagram at coldspot_paranormal_research.